Alrighty, there we are, fresh and clean. He's the master. Put me on to a technique to use to try using hydrogen peroxide and a swab, cotton swab, and you know, it was beginning to lighten that stained area over there on the corner, but it didn't whiten it without whitening everything else in sight. Let's see if I can zoom in here. And so consequently, you know, it was a big job with a little swab and a lot of elbow grease, and it just wasn't producing it. So guess what? I reproduced the chart on the computer. I had to do it in 2 images and splice them, and because here's the old one. You can see that it was starting to lighten up here, but it just wasn't coming through. I mean, it was good thought. And I've seen David Tipton, if you follow him on YouTube. He's from down under. He uses that hydrogen peroxide method a lot on some of his radio refurbishments for the cabinets and the plastic parts, to lighten them up, and it works great. It just wasn't getting enough for this project. So what I did was I made my own. I reproduced this in 2 images and spliced it together right down almost the middle, the center line, down the 5 line, and stitched it together, and then cut and pasted it together to where it would match as close as possible, as close as I could possibly get it without any telltales. And I took it down to, I took my reproduced piece of paper and took it down to Office Max and got them to reproduce it on 11 by 17. And once a couple of tests runs through it to see how it was how it was going to turn out, I had them reproduce this a number of times and then had them laminate it. It's laminated front and back, and it's put on that 14 ply cardstock, or that chipboard that I got from Dick Blick. I cut a backer for it and used some contact cement and glued it up on the back of that to stiffen it up. And I must say, it turned out really nice. So I have a few more that I can put together if anybody's interested, and replacing the worn out one in their bomber or clipper. I might even post them up to eBay. I don't know. We'll have to see whether or not. But right now, this was all I was concerned about. Was getting this done. So we're going to take and move on. I'm going to play with the chassis a little bit more for the next couple of days, and then we're going to slide it into the case and do some final adjustments on it and see how she goes, and we'll go from there. So, thanks for watching. All right, we got this thing tentatively in the cabinet, in the case. We did manage to clean up the dial face, or the dial cover. Looks more presentable. Got rid of a lot of the smudging and everything that was on it. I don't know how the hell that happened. We've got it tentatively in, so I could do an adjustment with the antenna trimmers, or the antenna coils over here for the RF, and the wave rod. And she's picking up fairly well, at least what's available anyway. Let's go down here. And we got the wave rod engaged. I've got a clippy on it for my long wire. And we're on the broadcast band. Let's go.
Really good players out of that small island. There's a out first base side. Just saw Kenley Jansen.
Up 2-4-4-0 top.
Almost all of them.
XFRF. Come on.
Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Now some of those warbly stations those are distant.
Zero down and
okay, we'll go to the 16 meter band, and we will go back. That's the upper one up here. There shouldn't be anything that available on this one because it's a morning. It's a morning band. I haven't put the dial or the cover on this thing because I was making the adjustments to the coils. Okay, back the other way. There's a weak one there. About all that's on this band right now is ham and eggers. Okay, now go to the 25.
De los procesos informativos por radio de la Habana.
Real drifty right now.
En materia de noticias tanto nacional internacional llegado a nuestra con el deseo de los internacionales.
31 meter.
Yes, Walterboro, South Carolina. For our most current contact information, please visit www.overcomerministry.org. There you will find our mailing address, and phone numbers, where you can listen to the broadcast at any time on your phone.
South Carolina.
Getting countries at the sidelines of the event. Was on China Bangladesh friendship. He was replying to a letter from Abu Fatim into the Chinese mother.
So for that, we'll hit the high side. 49 meter band. That should be WWV at 5.
The burnt offering. Them put together. So you've got a burnt offering being offered in verse 12.
That's it. All right. Gee. You know, it always, I don't know why. When you pull them out of the case, they sound real tinny, and they don't sound near as good as they do in the case. I've noticed that about these radios. They're all that way. You think you got a problem with the thing and it doesn't sound right and everything, but when you put it in that case and you close it up and you pump it up and you got real good reception, it's a blaster. It's almost like a blaster. So the only other thing I got to do now is let me grab the let me drop this down a little bit so I can bear with me, Yogi. All right, we got the let's get those things moved over a little bit so that let me adjust my lights so that it's not so blinding. I got the operating instructions fastened in on the cover, and I don't know how good you can see it. I got the I got batteries for the, let me adjust this down a little bit more so you can see it. I got the batteries for the battery pack. Now, this really throws me because there's 3, 6, 9. There's 9 plus the 2 that you got to put in to this thing, and I still got to put this battery holder in the base down there, in the bottom there. This comprises 12 volts. Now, there is some electronics in this housing here that pumps it up to, I don't know. It does something. I'm not really sure. I need to double check I need to double check the this battery pack to see whether or not it's the correct one for this. This works on various models, 2 or 3, maybe 4 different model types. It does, in the instruction sheet, it does mention the 7G605 radio. But I have to double check it because I don't want to blow anything in this radio. About all you'll blow in it with the battery pack is tubes. So I have to double check that and make sure that they got the correct, whoever provided this got the right one for this radio. So that's pretty much all I got for you right now. We'll do a final video for this radio probably by the end of the week. Hope. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching.